Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Nadado, and welcome to our back to school night for honors chemistry. And we do have uh, a presentation that is recorded, but there will be a chance for questions at the end and other details that I can fill in. So, my main contact information is right here on the screen at inodado@mbusd.org, and I've been teaching here for 6 years. In total, I've been teaching for 12 years, and I've taught pretty much all the science classes that we have at Miracosta, except for physics. So, biology, environmental science, all levels of biology. Chemistry is my main class that I'm teaching with five this year. And then the past few years, I've been also teaching biotechnology levels one, two, and three. This year, we don't have a level three because it deals with like internships at hospitals and uh, research facilities, and it's not exactly ideal this year for students. So, in addition to that, my background is uh, I got my bachelor's degree at UCLA. I had my microbiome, genetics, and immunology major there. At USC, I had a lot of experience with research, and that's where the chemistry comes into play with my master's in biochem and cell biology. And I got my teaching credential at UC Irvine. So, with regards to this class, it is a type of class, and this year compared to what your students had last year, it's designated as an honors class. And the key idea for that is that they signed up for a class that has higher expectation with regards to the amount of not just the amount of work, but the level of thinking and explanation that is expected from your students. So it is a challenging class, um, and the way that we're gonna uh, approach that is we'll definitely promote the ideas of scientific method. It's going to be taught at a level that's going to prepare them for the advanced classes. Most of the students in this class will end up taking an AP um, science class like chemistry or AP bio or perhaps AP environmental or AP physics class. They're going to be learning a lot of important chemistry concepts that applies to their lives. So that's something that I really want to impart to my students. And most importantly, we're as much as possible, I'll try to make this as uh, interactive and as fun to the students. I understand that with our given kind of situation in the beginning with distance learning, it's a little bit more difficult. But within every interaction that I have with the students, I try to make it so it's not just a direct lecture all the time. It's going to be a mixture of different things using different programs um, that will allow for them to engage with the content and still be able to do some of the labs that we would have done if we were at school in person. We do need your help. Currently, we've purchased a lot of virtual labs that could help supplement what we can't do. And in addition, what I've been doing as well is filming labs and buying supplies in order for me to be able to do that. So we'd greatly appreciate if you could help with some sort of it's a donation. It's not required at all. And I shared the links with your students in our syllabus, and I will share it again on our Google Classroom. So just inquire about that. Ask your students about it, and they can show you how to get to this Google form and the school donation form. So it's the school has set up a like a web store where essentially all donations can go to. Things that you could do to support your students during this portion of our school while we're doing remote learning. I highly suggest for you to remind them to check the Google Classroom as often as possible. And all of the things that we do in our class is going to be in our Google Classroom. For example, let me switch my screen here. Um, we do have our Google Classroom page. So every class has one. I'll just use one period here. And you will see that throughout all of the activities that's there, it's posted, the announcements. the classwork is here in a certain like order with a given deadline. So it's important that they check it frequently. In fact, on a daily basis, that they should check our Google Classroom. Another thing that I encourage you to do to help out your student is to make sure that they have a space that allows for them to engage in our activities, that is quiet, it's less distraction, and that the technology is ready and capable to allow them to participate in our Zoom sessions because it does take some Wi-Fi. Like Wi-Fi issues probably the most common tech issues we've encountered so far with the students kind of being logged off because there's too many people connected at the same time. So something to consider that will help your students so that way they can't necessarily or they're not being affected by constantly losing the connection to the class. In addition, we do have office hours on Wednesdays, and I encourage your student to utilize that and ask for help because we have a certain allotted time for depending on the class. And if your student really needs some assistance, we could set up kind of more of a small group or a one-on-one Zoom session. Typically, what we could do is have it so it's scheduled within the end of the class period, or perhaps during office hours. That really is the most convenient way that we could work this out. Finally, I do want to point out so this year, these are some of the topics that we're going to be looking into. I'm really hoping that we get the chance to be back as quickly as possible so the students will have the chance to try out as many of these labs and activities that you can see on the screen right now. But most important of all, reach out for any question or if your student needs further support, let me know through my email. Let me show that again at enodato@mbusd.org. Thank you.